What's up? Welcome to the Weekly Drop, episode 15.
We made it.
We haven't recorded in a very long time.
Yeah, we're rusty.
Yeah, I checked back on the last episode we did.
Musty.
Crusty.
Yeah.
December 13th.
Wow.
December 13th.
And today is the 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
Today's
We've
the
been so
21st.
busy.
Yes, we've had a lot happen. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's 2024.
2024.
Why are you laughing?
Because of our prep for this. And I was saying it's 1 year past 2023 and one before 25.
Ooh. So if you're new to the show, we are best friends. Well, I'm Erica.
And I'm Michael.
What's up? Yeah, we are rusty as heck. Okay, if you're new to the show, welcome to the Weekly Drop. And I just did this. I'm Erica.
And I'm Mike. We did that already, but I'm also Mike.
You're also Mike. Okay, cool.
But it's time to switch up the bio.
So we are best friends. We broke up.
But we came back like a phoenix.
Rising through the ashes.
Because we are
engaged. So no, we didn't break up. So we are best friends who are engaged and we live together and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to get into it. Drop it like it's hot, but don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Weekly Drop Pod and follow us on Facebook at The Weekly Drop. We're engaged.
We got to talk about it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Who would have thunk?
Me, because obviously for a little bit I was kind of planning it, and also you, because you spoke it into existence.
Yeah, low key.
Yeah.
High key.
No, highest
of keys. So funny enough, we'll run through this kind of quickly, but when we first started dating, I mean, we were friends before.
Yeah.
So, and it was purely platonic friends. And then once you had gotten out of a relationship you were in, I had been single already. And at one point when we both were single, we looked at each other and we were like, wait, I actually like you. And you're like, I kind of like you. And so then we kind of started whatever this is. And
something. Yeah,
we're so connected that it's so easy to joke around with you. Like, you're literally my best friend. And so anything out of bounds that's like, oh, you shouldn't do that in the beginning of a relationship, like, that didn't really matter for us.
No, there wasn't really any like boundaries.
Yeah, I even was talking to our friends, Ty. Shout out Ty, it's his birthday today.
Yay, Ty.
And his girlfriend Ashley, and we were talking about like burping in front of like your significant other, or even like farting in front of your significant other. And Ashley was saying how like some of her friends were like, oh no, I can't do that, even if they've been dating for more than a year. I'm like, what?
I'm like, you got to be comfortable with that person.
We be out here. So that was TMI. But yeah, so that's how comfortable we are. Where like I would joke around too, be like, where my ring at? Or something's missing from my hand. Yeah. Even like 1 month in, 2 month in. Wasn't expecting it that early, right, obviously. But I just knew that like you're my forever. Oh, that was cute. So, I will always joke around with you. And then there was a time where you came back from one of your work trips.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when I
had bought it.
Yeah.
And you knew. You read my mind.
Yeah,
I came home and you just full blown. You're like, like, you don't have to do it so soon, but like, I really want it. And I'm like, but no pressure, but also like, I'd love it. And I'm like, in my head this whole time, I'm like, wow, she knows.
And I had this like crying episode right after that with you, where it was like a crying laughing.
It threw me off.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was one of those moments, but it was scary. Because you had just bought the ring. So you were trying to deflect.
Right.
And I was saying like, oh no, but I don't want you to feel pressured.
And you're trying to pry for information.
And I had said, I don't want you to feel pressured. And you were like, I don't feel pressured. I'm like, you promise? And you're like, okay, well, a little. And that made me cry. Because I was like, no, I don't want you to feel pressured. So I had this whole thing. And then I started laughing because I thought it was comical. Yeah. What was going on.
That threw me off.
And you looked frightened, which was hilarious. But little did I know you actually had bought the ring, and I didn't pressure you?
No.
Okay, my baby.
It was just I had to deflect a lot and come up with things to say to make you not follow that trail that I had did it, or allude to what was coming. And that was the most difficult part leading up to the actual engagement.
Yes.
It was a lot of hiding, and we don't hide stuff from each other, and we're very transparent. So whenever we either buy each other a gift or we're trying to surprise them, like with tickets or something like that, impossible for us to do it. And you can see like the excitement and the smiles bleeding through each other. So that was easily the hardest thing I've had to do, is withhold that information from you.
Yeah, and aside from being connected like through the mind, we're like literally always with each other. Like I'm like, I was gonna say something, but it sounded wrong, so I'm not gonna say that. But we're always together, and if we're not, it's like, oh, I'm going to the store for this or that, and like,
do you need anything?
Yeah, it's not on like non-trust. It's on like, we just tell each other everything. Which I kind of love, because that's the kind of person I am, and that's the kind of person you are, and that's why we're so connected. Yep. So the day of, it was very funny because like weeks adding up, you were acting a little weird, and I had said something to my mom, and she had already known, but she was just like, "No, he's fine. Like, just relax."
Thank you.
So
Thank you for covering.
Thanks, Mom. So I was just like, whatever. And then the day of, we're walking the dogs in the morning, and if you don't know this about Mike, his favorite number is 22.
Yeah,
like, he played baseball. That was your number, right?
Yeah, that's like our family number as well.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of significance kind of going back. And then I've always worn that number. It's been my favorite since ever. And a lot of my favorite baseball players also wear that number as well. So
which is kind of awesome.
it's amazing.
So, of course, we're walking the dogs, and he goes, "Today's my day."
I'm like, after the fact, I was like, why did I say that? But then like in the moment, I felt it.
You were like, yes.
I was like, dude, today is the day.
And so you said that, and I was like, oh, it's the 22nd. And I was like, he does love 22. And why would he say that?
Yeah, some random stuff.
So random. But then I was like, girl, you're overthinking. Let it go. We're going on a date tonight. You said to be ready by 4. Wouldn't tell me where we were going. Nope. So I was on some guessing stuff. And then I decided like, oh, I can squeeze in a nap before we go, because I love to nap. And you had to leave the house.
Yeah.
And why?
I crumbled. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't relax. I would have started pacing. You would have started asking more and more questions, which would have drove me up the wall. And then I would have got frustrated that you kept asking me, which then would have ruined the date night.
Yeah.
And hence the engagement. So I did what any normal person would do and run away. So I got in my car.
Runaway bride.
In all seriousness, I got in my car. I did some last minute grocery shopping, which is never a good thing to do when you're stressed out, because you just get more stressed out.
Right.
And this is a weird fact about me, but I hate crowded parking lots. It's so dumb. It's a dumb thing to hate. No, it's not. It's a good thing to hate.
It's a good thing to hate.
It's a dumb thing to realize about someone. But,
okay.
If I drive somewhere and I see a crowded parking lot, I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's so weird. But anyways, it was very crowded because Christmas was 3 days away. So I park like a very far walk away from the mall, which didn't help because now I'm sweating.
Yeah.
And I finally get there. I do a little bit of last minute shopping. And honestly, it was good that I left the house, because I was like, you know what? Like, I needed that. I'm not thinking about it as much. Come back home. You're not ready.
Of course.
Stressed again. And we make it out on time. So that was good. No worries.
Yeah. So I'm trying to ask you like what to wear, because of course I'm fishing per usual.
Wear what you want.
Ruining my own engagement.
Yeah. I love the banter back and forth where you would ask something and I would give you a blank answer, or I would ask you something and it would be returned with a blank answer.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, "What should I wear?" And I'd be like, "Wear what you want."
I was like, "What does that mean?"
That doesn't gain any traction. Where are we going? We're going on a date.
But I was like, what
I
are we?
I know that already.
Am I going to be? Because it was cold a little bit at that time. I mean, it's still cold now. But I was like, what are we? Like, am I going to be cold? Am I going to be? I run hot. So
I was like, well, that was it.
Well, and I was like, okay, I'll wear a sweater.
You were like, is it inside or outside? And I was like, yes.
Yes.
Like, okay.
So I was trying to figure out what to do, and basically I decided to wear jeans, and I decided to wear this like cute sweater because I was like, it's cold regardless if we're going to walk outside, and inside, like, I won't get too hot. So then I make this video though while you're away on your little runaway bride excursion. I make a video and I'm like, he's acting weird. I got my nails done, which I hadn't done for a year. And we're going on a date. So I was like, it's his day. It's giving engagement vibes. But then I was like, relax. Because if it doesn't happen, I didn't want to be overly excited about nothing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do.
Does that make sense? So then after we get ready and all that stuff, we have our banter back and forth. We go to the gas station to grab some gas because I didn't know we were going very far. And while you're inside getting snacks, I make another video and I'm just like, I'm tripping. I was like, we're about to do a cute little date night, maybe go to like Gaylord Palms or something like Christmassy. And I just like, what? Let me stop being crazy. So then, and you didn't know I took any of these videos, which was hilarious.
Not a clue.
So you get back in the car, we start driving, and now I'm in guessing mode of where we're going. Because obviously, depending on where you're getting off, it's going to tell us where we're going. So we start getting on the highway and we're going straight. And then I'm like, oh, we're probably going to St. Augustine because you wanted to see the lights.
Nope.
Because I ruined that.
Left turn.
So you make the left turn and we start going towards like Orlando. And I'm
like, oh, Gaylord Palms.
Gaylord
We're
Palms.
going to ice.
Yeah, because we did that last year. Dog.
Right past that.
I mean, we went 2.5 hours away from where we live.
St. Augustine, baby.
No, we didn't. St. Pete.
Oh, wow. See? I still have St. Augustine because that was the original plan before you took a dump on that.
Go ahead and say what I did.
You absolutely roasted St. Augustine and their historic light show.
I love St. Augustine, by the way.
I couldn't tell. Couldn't tell. But anyways, we went to St. Pete, which is like our spot. And it's like been our spot.
Well, first.
Yeah, I glossed over
I'm going to say what happened. You planned on going to St. Augustine to see the lights, and then I guess you were going to propose there. And I've done that before, not the proposal.
Yeah.
I've done St. Augustine many times, and I had gone and I was underwhelmed by the lights. So when you came back, you're like, oh, I want to see the lights in St. Augustine. And I was like, they're mid.
Yeah, immediately. And I'm like, oh. Boy.
I'm like, it's not worth it. And then I guess that derailed.
Time to Audible.
So I was like, ooh, my bad. So then we decided to go to this event in St. Pete, and St. Pete was where we always would do our staycations, especially when we first started dating. And it's just like our spot to go to. Like, we love St. Pete.
Love it.
So they had this event called Enchant happening over there, which is similar to Gaylord Palms, like ice event where there's like ice skating and lights and just it's really cool, like
vendors and
mini
stuff. It was cool. Maze.
mini town.
Yeah, like a Christmas town, like the North Pole.
Yeah, the North Pole. So it was going to be really cool. And so we're on our way there. I'm like, dang, we're doing this in one day though. That's 2.5 hours there and 2.5 back because the dogs. And you had texted originally. You texted my cousin, or
Yeah, I texted your cousin. I was like, hey, I bought tickets to this. How was it? And then he texts me and goes, mid. I'm like, I can't win. I can't win with anyone.
Well, maybe they should make their events less mid.
Okay. Was it mid?
It.
We agree on what was mid.
The prices.
The prices.
Yeah.
For the drinks.
Yeah, the prices for the drinks, and we're skipping ahead, but the prices for the drinks were like $26
for a
it was like a vodka cran,
like an iPhone size.
Yeah. That wasn't anything special either. It was literally like I could make this at my house. Right. You didn't add anything else. Yeah,
and less price.
That part. Yeah. So we get there. It's cute. We're like, you had told me that you reached out to my cousin, but I still didn't know we were getting engaged. And you're like, he said it was mid. And I was like, oh no, like this is going to be cool.
You brought me back to life because I'm like, all right, well, there's still hope.
Yeah. And there was like, when you walked in, you're like, wow, this is beautiful.
And it was.
So we go ice skating, and you had brought me extra socks. And they were like long socks. So they're kind of bulky. So you go to take a picture of this beautiful tree that's in the center before we go ice skating. Like, we're still in the ice skating area, but you can see the tree. And you kind of lift up your arms so your pocket becomes exposed. And it's kind of like bulging. And I look and I'm like,
what is going on?
And then I go, oh no, he brought socks.
I did.
Which you did.
And box. Socks and box.
But I was just like, socks, you're overthinking. Because at this point I was like, it's not happening today. But then when I saw that, I was like, oh, wait. And then I said, no, socks.
Yeah.
So then I let go of it again. We tried to go ice skating.
I had a blast.
You had so much fun. I had fun.
Like, I could have went for hours.
It was enjoyable, but I have flat feet.
Yeah.
And the ice skating shoes that they had just were not for me. Like, I just was uncomfortable.
I'm convinced in a past life that I played hockey.
You should.
No, like, not that I should, like I did in my past life.
No, I love that, but you should.
You're saying I should, like I should in that life, but that life happened. So
no, you should now.
Okay. Let's move on.
So then we do the ice skating, and I'm sweating in my sweater.
I was hot. It was bad.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm like, hey, are you good?
dripping sweat. I'm like trying to look cute, and I'm like,
yeah.
So then I was like, there's no freaking way because I'm sweating now.
Skating around.
There's no way. And so then we go walk. There's like, it's called reindeer games, and it's like a maze where you like see different cute little things.
Like, oh wow, that's a wolf.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, that's
chicken.
Reindeer. Chicken. Oh, look at all these chickens.
Look at all these chickens. So, sorry. So we're walking around and we're trying to get cute like spots to take pictures, just in general.
And there were so many.
So beautiful. And we're doing this cute one where like I hold your hand. You know the one where like you hold each other's hands and like the person's behind the camera and then the bae is in front of the camera.
Oh wow, it's a person and a hand and another hand.
What? Who's holding
the
it?
other hand? Even though everyone knows me,
obviously,
but still.
So we're trying to take those, and I'm trying to like clear out. And I didn't know I was getting a clear space for you to do this.
Yeah, neither did I.
But I was trying to clear out the people because I'm like, dang, you're in our picture. It needs to be perfect. So then you go, oh, let's take another picture, and I'm like, okay. And you set your camera up backwards. So usually for me and for you in general, when people set up cameras that are just like leaned against something, you go selfie mode so you can put the timer and then be like 3, 2, 1. You put it backwards.
Because if I put it forwards, it would have sold that it was a video.
Yeah.
Not a photo.
So I was already confused when you did that because I was like,
why?
How you going to know?
Phone backwards, why?
Explain.
Why?
But at that moment, I wasn't thinking about it at all. Like,
I was.
I 100% wasn't thinking like we're about to get engaged. None of that. I literally was just like, I'm not understanding why he's putting his phone backwards. Like it was just the technicalities of it. And so then I go on my side, which is like the left side that I usually take pictures on of you, and you whip me around to the other side. I'm like, all right,
this ain't gonna work.
But I'm like, let me let him do his thing. He's cooking, obviously. So we get on that side. I go to take a picture, and I'm asking you, I'm like, but how are you going to know it takes the picture?
And I'm like,
yeah, you're just like, and I'm like, oh, all right. I guess he really just wants to do it this way. Like I was just really giving it to you because so you put me on that side, and then we go to take a picture. I do like this little hug moment, and then you whisper sweet nothings into my ear.
Amazing.
And by sweet nothings, what did you say?
I said, Merry Christmas.
You said, Merry Christmas.
I did not. Not like that.
Like, Merry Christmas. And I said, Merry Christmas. What?
But as I said it so fast, and then in the transition of me saying, the words were coming out of my mouth and going to you. To hear. To
my audible.
As that was happening, I was already
descending, bro. I look left. I'm like, where'd he go?
Where's he go? In slow-mo.
I'm like, I'm over here processing Merry Christmas. And I'm like,
you see him falling. Oh my God, he's falling.
Yeah, where'd he go? So I look over and you're not there, obviously. You're down. So I'm like, oh.
How'd you get down there?
And then I kind of like, freak out.
You're like,
I put my
Your eyes got very wide.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video. I put my hands over my mouth and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I start saying, I told you so.
Right. And this is where the timer starts. Because I was in the bent position for 45 seconds.
Creasing the dunks.
45 seconds of no answer. So at this point, in your head,
okay, I don't know what the answer. In my head.
I know what the answer is.
Yeah.
But I don't verbally know what the answer is.
Like it wasn't a verbal confirmation of a yes. No. So yeah, I'm obviously already said it in my head. So I'm saying I told you so because he didn't know I took the videos earlier. Right. So I was really saying I told me so. But
miso soup.
Miso
I'm
soup.
hungry. It's almost lunchtime.
I know. I'm hungry too. So I'm saying like I told you so. And then I realized like I hadn't said the words yes.
Right.
So I was like, ooh, speak so he can get up because he obviously is still on his knee. And I already had my hand out for you to put the ring on and everything.
Like, you're going to say yes? I'll do it if you say yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, obviously. And at the same time, there's this other lady that started recording us. So she kind of had my attention as well.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to like talk to you. But she also was like, oh my gosh, did you just get engaged?
Well, what was so funny is how it went from nothing happening in that space to just a lot of commotion and like sensory overload within a span of 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I could see where that... But honestly, we were blacked out that situation.
Oh, I blacked out the whole time.
I remember it because of video and I could keep watching it.
Yeah.
But like if someone was like, how did it happen? And I'd be like.
And honestly, like, how did you feel? Because I was excited, but it was like, I was sensory overload. Like I was like, what is happening right now? Mm-hmm. And so all I know is, and honestly, I can't even remember you saying Merry Christmas. Like I know you said Merry Christmas because it's hilarious and very sweet. But you said Merry Christmas. And then all I know is there's a lady to my right taking a video.
You're down on one knee.
I'm trying to remember to say yes. You're down on one knee. And then I kiss you. And then we're like, oh my gosh. And then we're just like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
So it was like a lot happened. And then it's so different talking about getting engaged and
actually
and joking around and being like, where's my ring and all this stuff. And then when it actually happens, like I was talking to my cousin about it. It's very interesting. I felt like I got imposter syndrome because
you were like put up or shut up to me basically. And then I put up and you shut up. Like very quickly.
Yeah. And so then I felt kind of bad because you were so excited and I am genuinely excited, obviously. Still wearing the ring. You can see on the camera. But I had like an overload in my mind where I was like, oh, like we just got engaged. So I was like super happy. We were calling all our friends. Mm-hmm. And then the next day I was still super happy, but I was like, whoa. Because it's like nothing changed, but everything changed. Yeah. And I was trying to understand that because I was like, no, I'm supposed to be so excited right now. But it's so...
But why am I freaking out?
I'm freaking out. It's so different because it is like you're spending the rest of your life with this person. Mm-hmm. And you see these videos on TikTok and all this stuff. It's like, oh my gosh. And I had that moment. But then I had this moment where I kind of like went into a hole for a second. And I was trying to explain to you like... It's okay. Like we're good 100%. But you already like went through that process because you got the ring. Mm-hmm. So you had all that time to process like, oh yeah, I'm going to marry her.
I sat on it for a couple of weeks. So I knew what was going to happen, which is why for me, once the engagement happened, it was more relief than like pure, I'm not going to say excitement because obviously I was excited.
Yeah.
But like almost that elation feeling that you felt when receiving it, I had already been feeling from purchasing it. So the payoff was great, but where you were like freaking out, I had been doing that for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
So
it was different. And then I was talking to my cousin and it had been a week since before skipping to that, we were supposed to hang out with friends on Saturday just to hang out with friends. And then it kind of turned into like an engagement celebration, which was really awesome. There was like 30 people there. It was so much fun. And
we have some good friends.
But we just love doing things.
And we're going to talk more about that next week when we recap our trip. But we have some good friends.
We did that. Then the next day was Christmas Eve. So then we were with all our family. Mm-hmm. And it was like, oh my gosh, engaged. Let me see the ring. Blah, blah, blah. Celebration. And then it was like, finally, we were like just us after Christmas, I would say. So like the 26th, around that time. But then you're thinking about going into New Year's. So it was like, there was a lot happening. And I was talking to my cousin. She's like, it's been a week. How do you feel? And I was like, no, I feel good. But I still feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And using that word was hard for me because I didn't want you to think it was overwhelmed. Like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
It was overwhelmed. Like, it really does change a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, we're still the same. We still do everything the same. But
it's absolutely nothing's changed.
Yeah. But at the same time, everything's changed. So I told her, I'm like, I just feel like all of our friends were saying on that Saturday, they're like, oh, wife, like you're going to plan a wedding, like a fiance. And like those words, although they can have like, you can throw them around and they can have no meaning, they do have so much meaning. So for me, I was like, whoa. It's weird to hear that. Because before dating you, I was like in situationships that were just not obviously working out. And I was like, dang, I'm really going to be alone forever. So to go from like that mindset within basically a 2-year span of going to, you're going to be a wife, I was like, what do you mean? And so my cousin, she's like, I feel like you have like imposter syndrome. And I was like, I do too, because who would have thought out of all of our friends that I would be the first to get engaged? And
what's funny is the who would have thought is you.
Yeah.
Because you relentlessly continued to say it over and over again.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Where's it at? We should do this. We should do this. And then it happened. So you spoke it into existence And then I laugh because you're shocked that you're the one that it
Yeah.
happened to. Meanwhile, you're the one that put it out there. So
That's true. Yeah.
I laugh at a lot of the things that happen in this situation.
Yeah, it's so funny. We have matching tattoos.
Hey.
We got tattoos that say "I love you." There's meaning behind it. We're not going to go into it because it's for us.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But it was funny. We went to go get the tattoos, and this was the day before you proposed. And I'm like, oh my God.
What if we break up? And I'm like,
And you're just staring at me like, girl.
MFer, bro.
I literally have the ring. And I'm like, but what if we break up? Like, I'm so scared. And you're like, well, you have to go first.
Yeah.
And so you made me get the tattoo first so you
Which
knew I
was
would get it.
So funny to watch. Oh my God.
It was a fun moment. And then,
Ow, ooh, ah, ah, ow. That was you getting a tattoo.
yeah.
Can you act me getting a tattoo? That's an any? That's an Emmy. Oh, winning.
You look like you're about to fall asleep. If the tattoo was any longer than it was, because
I
it
would've
didn't
fell
take
asleep.
not even 10 minutes,
yeah.
you would have been knocked out. And it was crazy because I was like, ooh.
You're so mad.
Yo.
That was my favorite part. You went, hey, yo. I'm like, who is she yelling?
I'm yelling whoever would listen.
The tattoo artist was great, though. I forget his name, but
He's great.
I'm going to use him to get my next one.
Yeah. So it was awesome. We got the tattoos. So it was funny enough that you knew we were getting engaged, obviously.
So
and I was freaking out. And then, so it's about to be a month and it's been fun. We started looking at venues. Weddings are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But we've been having fun looking at it.
Yeah.
You've definitely spearheaded it, which I kind of expected as well. But it's fun.
Well, also, the instant we got engaged, when's the wedding?
Yeah.
And
immediately.
I didn't know that people planned weddings before they got engaged and then got engaged. And so it was already kind of going into it. No, we literally got engaged and now we're like, oh, okay, we have to pick a date. We have to pick a venue. We have to, and there's a lot that goes into it. And it's frightening because I opened like this account on, I think it's called The Knot. And I started looking at venues and I closed my laptop because I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. We'll start this back another
Yeah, I was
day.
like, maybe we should. And my mom was just like, enjoy being engaged. Like, just enjoy that moment.
Which
and
we are very much.
And that's what we're doing. Yeah. Living in the moment. I think that's super important. And just enjoying what we have and then working. I mean, and also I don't want to run into like not a marriage, but like a wedding and then be like, oh, I wish I got married at this venue or that venue. Like, I just want to take my time finding things. Yeah. So this is forever, boo.
And it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy.
It'll be a fun one. If it was anything like last week.
Oh, yeah.
But it will be because it's that on steroids.
Yeah.
So looking forward to it.
Wow.
Whenever we pick a date.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody was like, this year? I'm like, no.
No. And we were writing numbers in notes on our phone one night before bed and just looking to see like how the numbers looked in sequential order. And some of them look like hot garbage.
Yeah. So we might have to wait a little bit.
But we just got to find the right number. Like the lottery.
Yeah. Maybe we can use the date for the lottery and then win millions.
Yeah. And you know how there's, do you want to segue now? Segue off of it?
Yeah.
Because there's conspiracy with like the lottery and people think it's fixed and stuff like that.
Very true.
Well, there's conspiracy with the Super Bowl.
Which is coming up.
In
February 11th.
a couple weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks or so.
So yesterday.
This is bad.
I saw this.
I mean, it's not because I knew.
Yeah, exactly. So
I've known for a while.
Funny enough, yesterday I saw this post that my old mentor in radio, she posted it on Instagram and it said, does Canada know something we don't know? So it said how Reba, Post Malone, and Usher, or no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Usher
are
are
set
going
to perform at the Super Bowl.
And
I read that and went, oh, wow, they just spoiled the performance because you know how it's always the main artist and then they bring out a special guest or something.
So they're not going to be the special guest though.
They're headlining it with him.
No.
Is what you're saying?
No. They're doing the national anthem.
Okay.
So Reba's doing the national anthem. And I don't know if it's Reba or Reba. I'm sorry.
It's Reba.
Reba's doing the national anthem. And then Post Malone's doing another song that has to do with America.
Oh, okay.
And then Usher's performing. So we still don't know if it's just going to be him or some other people.
Okay, so I interpreted that wrong. But what's funny is the main like jaw dropper of this post. Yeah, sure, post. Of this post, I glossed over because I've been saying what this article exposed for the better part of 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
And do you want me to just talk about the
because honestly,
conspiracy theory?
And I forgot the teams that were on the post.
So the conspiracy theory is that the Super Bowl logo the past couple seasons has hinted at the two teams in the Super Bowl. So the colors reflect the teams that play. So the last couple years, like the Chiefs have been in it, the logo's been predominantly red. The year that the Eagles were in it, it was green. So like it's kind of weird, but also what's going on? Like, is it fixed? Do we know?
But you don't think it's okay? What is that called? The Mandela effect.
Okay.
So the whole Bernstein thing going on, which still I don't understand because I thought it was both. But
I also have. Did we talk about the Mandela effect theory
last time? Yeah,
we talked about my personal theory though.
I don't remember.
This is all right. We're gonna go. I don't remember if we talked about it, but refresher if we did. I think the Mandela effect is. I don't want to say the government because they're gonna come for me, but I think it's people testing out what they can get away with human society.
Oh, you didn't say this.
Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So they're like, it starts small, like the Berenstain Bears, right? Okay. So like, oh, we can do that. We can pull that out and make people think that never happened. And then it just progressively gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's this like big, almost cataclysmic thing. And they're like, that never happened. And everyone's like, yes, it did. But then they put it on you to make, wow. That's how adamant I felt. They put it on you to make you think that you're the crazy one when really it did happen.
Okay.
So that's my theory with the Mandela effect is that all of them did in fact happen, but we're being told that it didn't.
Wow.
A lot to digest there.
I feel like you shouldn't have put that on me right now.
Anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about. The logo has been correctly predicting. You're stressed right now.
Okay. Yes. Go, just talk.
The logo has been correctly predicting the Super Bowl contenders each year. And this year, it is purple and it is red. And coincidentally, the two best teams in football are the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. Erica, tell us their colors.
Red
and purple. Because I just said purple and red.
I got nervous.
Yep.
Well, because I was thinking Rams the whole time. But what is it? Ravens?
Yeah, Baltimore Ravens.
And the 49ers?
San Francisco.
SF.
No. Next episode. No. All my five other you know what's from San Fran.
All right. So wow, what are we talking about?
The two teams.
So my question was that you said it happened a couple times before with the Super Bowl, with like the Chiefs and all that stuff. Do you think that it actually was random colors and then when they finally made it, they put those colors in and we just thought like that was the logo the whole time?
No.
No?
You're saying like now they recorrected the old ones?
Yes.
No. And the reason is because there's merch out. From years ago, and if you like pull a shirt up and it is from the Super Bowl, it's got those colors in that logo. It's not just like the team shirt and then it says the Super Bowl with the letters and that's like black white. No, like the Super Bowl colors is like an official printed like thing that goes on. So my question is this all predetermined or is it not? And then they kind of just steer it into the direction of those two teams getting there. Because I mean, once they're there, it doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah.
Right? But
I don't know. So the post, what it had said was that in the 49ers and Ravens Super Bowl.
Right. So that's the crazy part. It's the post you showed me literally said those two teams were going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and so that's why it said, does Canada know something we don't know? Because they said that, and obviously the people the teams haven't won yet.
Yeah.
And then what happened last night?
So the Ravens took care of business, which was expected. They were playing a rookie quarterback in CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans, which they're going to be a good team for years to come. But their color wasn't in the logo this year, so sorry, tough luck. Baltimore took care of business, and then the nighttime game was Green Bay against the 49ers.
Yeah.
And the 49ers were playing them close all game long. And then in the fourth quarter, things got interesting because the Packers kicker, who doesn't miss a lot, missed a field goal. Interesting, right? That would have extended their lead to 7. So now they're only up by 4. So then what do the 49ers do? They
Lose.
storm all
win.
the way down the field and score a touchdown. Now they're up by 3. Okay, no problem. There's still time on the clock for the Packers to pull this thing off last minute. Jordan Love, who's the quarterback for the Packers, is really good. He's going to be a good quarterback for years to come as well. He decides with a full set of timeouts to just on the run, chuck and throw it right to the other team, the San Francisco 49ers, interception to win the game. Now tell me why a quarterback who has been so, I'm not going to say passive, but just within himself to do the right thing and not just run and chuck it. Like it's like there was a second left. There was a minute left. Like he had time and timeouts to stop the clock. Decides to just chuck and heave it. And then the other, I'm going there.
I don't know.
So
I don't want to think
we're
it's
2
fixed,
weeks away
though.
from I don't either. But as a sports bettor now, since I got way into that, there's times where I feel like this stuff is fixed.
Do you think
Across all sports.
what was his name? That threw it to the other team?
Jordan Love.
Do you think that
I love the question you're about to ask, by the way.
what do you
Do you think he knows like some of the bets that are
No, I mean the bets, but also do you think he knows like, okay, we need to lose this game. So my coach just told me to throw it to the other team.
I think it's
but I'm
scary
already
when you start
making
thinking
millions.
about that.
I'm already making millions, so I'm gonna do what they tell me to do.
right? It's scary.
I don't like that.
It's very scary. I find it funny because one of the bets I did actually have last night was for him to throw less than 36 passes. His 35th pass was the interception. Isn't that
I think
isn't
they
that
know.
funny?
I think they know.
So if he would have thrown, if let's say that's an incomplete pass, like they drop it, he's definitely throwing the ball again, but then he goes over, so that bet loses.
yeah,
And that was an unpopular bet. So like, I don't know.
you gotta watch it, man.
It's just weird. But it's been happening a lot, and I've been noticing, and I want to call someone, but I feel like they're going to be like, oh, you live here. And then they're going to find me.
I was gonna say, who do you call?
The man above.
Ghostbusters.
The man above. So,
So speaking of how it's getting weird, you had never seen Mean Girls before.
I'll admit it, I didn't.
Which is
but I
weird.
knew of scenes.
Of course.
Because they're referenced everywhere.
Iconic. October 3rd.
It's October 3rd.
Yeah, I'm a mouse, duh. There's just so many. She doesn't even go here.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't even go here.
I had told you there was a new Mean Girls coming out that happened to be a musical that was written by Tina Fey. And I was like, I want to see it.
Yep.
Because I love the original Mean Girls. And I mean, it's either going to be good or bad.
Right.
There's no in
No
between.
in between.
So right before, literally 2 hours before we go see Mean Girls, the musical one, the newer one, we watched Mean Girls because
The
you had never
OG
seen
one.
it. And I was like, you need to see it.
Yeah.
You have to understand what's going on. You have to hear all the parts.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a good movie. Like, everybody should watch it. That wasn't the best decision we made.
No, it was.
You
Watching
think?
it. I mean, watching it in general, great decision. It was an awesome early 2000s movie. It
Yeah.
served its purpose. You know, it's iconic for specific scenes. It's very funny. And it's also very funny to look back and see what you could get away with only 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because now there was so much cut out of this new one, which we'll get into, that you just can't say anymore. And it's amazing how sensitive people have gotten.
Yeah. So we went to go watch the movie. We already knew it was a musical going in. When they were first advertising this movie, you didn't know it was a musical.
Right.
They didn't show any of the musical parts.
The only thing they did was they put Mean Girls logo and
Yeah.
like a little song note in one of the letters.
Yeah. So you were like, but you didn't know. Mean
Like,
Girls.
are they singing the title or singing the?
So we didn't know. But going in, after they started releasing that it was a musical, we did know when we went to go watch it. And so I was like, okay, a musical, that's
do
fine.
it.
We'll figure out. Renee Rapp played Regina George, and she is a phenomenal singer. So I was like, they're not going to be short on singers. I can't remember the name, and also I can't really pronounce it. The
Yeah.
girl that plays Janice, she's also
phenomenal.
yeah, the one that plays Moana.
Moana.
So obviously she has a great voice.
It was amazing. I felt like most of the movie was like a Disney song because
Yeah.
of how she, like her song singing style.
Exactly.
It was amazing.
So there was no short of like talent or anything like that. But it was
Guys, it was bad.
not good.
It was bad. And I'm not afraid to say that it was bad.
I'm going to give it a
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because the singing was good, but and we talked about this in the car last night, the singing scenes took away from the
explaining scenes.
Yeah, the disposition and the dialogue that took place in the original that served a purpose at the end of the movie as payoff for these characters growing past their main phase.
Yeah.
And that just didn't happen in this movie.
There was a lot of key moments from the first movie that they missed, and they tried their best to hit a lot of the things that they hit in the first movies, like I'm a mouse, duh.
Yeah.
She doesn't even go here.
Yeah.
Like they hit a lot of the one-liners that are popular, but they missed the back part of the movie, like the base.
They missed in the formula, they missed the part before that makes it so iconic, makes those quotes iconic.
Burr.
So there were good parts and there were more bad parts than good parts.
And I like musicals. I love my share of musicals.
We've seen some good ones.
Yeah. So I got mad every time they turned around and started singing.
Yeah.
Like I got kind of frustrated. Yeah. Even though I knew it was a musical, I knew it was going to happen. The minute they started singing, I was like, okay, this is like what I don't want to happen.
Right.
And that was frustrating to me because I was excited to see the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Because I love Mean Girls and you had just seen it and you liked it so much. So I was just like, dang.
And it was like never ending for me. So before, when we were saying, I don't know if it was a good idea to watch the original before, the reason we said that is because I felt like I was on a 5-hour trip of just Mean Girls.
Yeah. Because
they would say the quote in the original and then we got to the movie theater and they're saying the same stuff. And I'm like, oh my, I can't take any more of this.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say, which I didn't say last night, is I personally... they're tailoring to a specific audience with social media and stuff. And there's scenes in the movie that they are talking about TikTok and how trends happen and stuff. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
So I don't think it was natural.
Okay.
Like they're trying to do it.
Be hip.
How they think kids would do it. And not just let like teenagers and like younger adults do it.
Okay.
So they're doing what they see and think how it goes instead of just letting it happen natural. So one of my favorite movies ever is Chef. And in the movie, the little kid is the one documenting everything on Twitter and all the social media platforms. And it comes off so natural at the end of the movie when he puts together all the clips and it plays the entire trip that him and his dad went on. And you're like, wow, what a payoff. The dad doesn't know about social media. The kid does, and he puts everything together, and you're like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
This movie, it's like...
very, like, in your face.
Yeah.
And I see what they were trying to get to, but...
it just didn't... like, there's a way that they could have did it, and it would have paid off, like, at the end. But it was very just, like, cut and dry. Like, if I opened TikTok, I would see something like this.
Yeah. So...
which I didn't like.
Ultimately, I feel like the bones of the movie and what they tried to make it wasn't good, because Mean Girls is good.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
But the bones of the new one wasn't good. The acting was good. And the actors and the singers, like they were the dancers, incredible.
Great. The choreography was
If you took all that and separated it, it's like that was so good. Renee Rapp, I mean, every single person that played in there, Jenna Fisher, like amazing. But with what they were given, it was like...
they could only do so much.
Yeah. And so I was kind of upset with the movie as a whole. Yeah. And I wouldn't waste your time watching it.
Yeah. I'd wait for at home, maybe.
Yes, 100%.
Like after a couple bottles of wine. Not glasses, bottles.
You're shitting on it.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like it could have been a lot better, especially when you pull so much source material from the original, including actors. Like, there's a way to do reboots and remakes and sequels with legacy characters. I mean, Top Gun Maverick is amazing.
And they're making a second?
A third. They would be the third.
Yeah, so they're making a third one.
Maverick. I mean, Creed expanding upon the Rocky characters. Like, there's ways to reinvent the stuff that's been out, and then there's ways to not. And last night we watched The Knot.
The Knot. But we did watch another movie.
I love it. You hate it.
I didn't hate it.
It's out there.
There was a lot of hype for it and a lot of like, oh my gosh, watch out.
Yeah.
And I was underwhelmed.
Yeah. And we'll talk about why we were underwhelmed, because there's a movie that it has imposter syndrome over. And the movie that we're talking about is Saltburn.
Yes. Which is on Amazon.
It's an Amazon Prime original.
Yes. And it has Jacob Elordi,
who everyone loves.
Yeah. He is obviously from Euphoria. He's from a lot of different stuff. I didn't even know he was foreign. I thought he was American, but he's foreign. He's Australian. And then he has your boy,
Barry Keoghan.
Yes. What else was he in?
He's been in a couple movies, and then he was actually, which you still haven't seen with me, he was in Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah.
And he plays a scene where he's the Joker.
Ooh.
And I'll show you that cutscene because he's very talented. He's
he was fantastic in this movie. And then it has, forgive me, the woman from Gone Girl.
I don't remember her name.
Rosamund Pike, I believe her name is.
I think you're close.
Very
it's got
similar.
Richard E. Grant.
Yeah.
A couple other A-listers.
Oh, yeah. The cast was phenomenal. I liked the movie. I think because I got so much hype off of what it was supposed to be, that I watched it. I mean, we were trying to do like, okay, we're going to post this on TikTok before, like, we're about to watch Saltburn. And then after, where I was just like,
we were like, we watched it.
Okay. And what about it?
Yeah.
Very much so. But I mean, the way it was filmed, where it was set.
So I love the way that it was filmed. It's in a different aspect ratio. So if you pick widescreen, it's not going to happen. If you pick full screen, it's not going to happen. It's literally a smaller square in the rectangle of the TV.
Yeah.
And there's another movie, which it's really getting on my nerves right now that I can't remember what it is, but it'll come back to me before the end of this episode. But there's another movie shot like that, and I absolutely love that one as well. Anyways, moral of the story, what I'm going to start telling people who love this movie is, have you seen Parasite?
Oh my gosh. I've seen Parasite 3 times.
Parasite is this movie, but way more intense. I wouldn't say less creepy, because there is a particular scene that gives me chills.
I feel like Saltburn had a lot of
Saltburn attacks the movie. So Parasite and Saltburn attack the same theme from 2 different angles.
Yes.
That's what it does. And one movie does it from an unbelievable standpoint. Like jaw-dropping, you're on the edge of your seat. And the other movie does it from a more slow burn psychological standpoint.
A slow Saltburn?
Saltburn. And I like both, but I like Parasite more.
Parasite is incredible. So I had seen it twice before I told you to watch it with me, because I just enjoy watching that movie. I already know what's going to happen multiple times, but I'm like, bro, this is good.
Yeah.
So at the end of Saltburn, I texted my co-host because he was like, yo, you have to watch Saltburn. Like that's crazy. And I said, that was good. Have you seen Parasite? And
my sister called me and she's like, you never texted me like when the crazy scenes happen. And I was like,
when?
I was like, I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm like,
I think the issue too is because we saw Parasite is we saw a lot of it coming.
I immediately from jump, there was one thing that, are we talking spoilers on this?
No, I don't. Nah.
Okay. Well, at the beginning of the movie, Barry Keoghan's narrating and you don't know who he's talking to.
Yes.
And that's revealed at the end of the movie. And that's the only thing that stumped me.
Yeah.
The entire rest of the movie, I pretty much pinpointed from the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. So for me, I was just like, I was told there's going to be like 8 different points where you're going to be like, whoa.
And I somewhat know.
And I get what they were getting at. But at the same time, I was like,
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Like, oh, this happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expected.
Okay. Oh, wait, this happened? Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but when you watch enough movies in a row, it's like music. It's formulaic.
Yeah.
And you can pick a pot. When we're going flower shopping. You can pick upon certain things when they're going to happen. I love that we have video now, because now everyone can watch your genuine reactions to whenever I mess up, and then how deadpan blank face I get while you die laughing. I just sit there and I'm like, yep, messed up again. Tally it up.
Tally. Tully.
Well, I mean, overall, I enjoyed the movie.
I think
I really did.
It's watchable. I think it's a really good movie.
I think it's double watchable. Like,
Yeah.
I'd go back and see it again.
Yeah, for sure. And now that I know what I know about
Yeah.
it,
I can
I do
enjoy
want to
it
watch
more.
it again. Yeah.
Well, and great point. Now you got my brain flowing. So I don't know why I sang it. It's probably because we've seen 7 musicals in the last 3 weeks. But no, one of my favorite parts of Parasite is how it's shot and how specific scenes are meant to portray deeper meanings and themes. So like one scene is shot from the ground, and that's supposed to show you the lower level in the hierarchy of like humans.
Yeah.
And how they're very poor, like this family that it follows, and how when they go to this other family, they're
like
shot,
up.
everything's shot
Yeah.
from high, and they're richer, obviously. So, in this movie, I want to rewatch to see if any of the paintings or any of the way it's shot and stuff like that has a deeper underlying meaning, because I'm sure it does, and then I'm sure all of it is just alluding to what's going to happen, but we already
Exactly.
knew from watching this movie.
And that's why I wanted to watch it. I do want to watch it again, Saltburn, because even the third time watching Parasite, I was like, oh, I didn't see that before.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies similar to, what is the one with Leonardo DiCaprio? Inception and,
Interstellar. No, he's not in Interstellar. The Revenant.
no. Hold on. Give me a second.
Great Gatsby.
No, give me a second. The movie where Shutter Island.
Oh yeah.
Shutter Island I had to see like 3 times.
Shutter Island is one of those movies. So first off, if you haven't seen Shutter Island, go watch it.
Yeah.
In the first 30 minutes, they tell you straight up the ending,
Yeah.
but you don't know it until your first couple watches. But yeah, go watch that movie.
So it's like that, where I feel like Saltburn is similar to that, as well as Parasite, where it's a movie that you can watch multiple times and you're still gonna find like, oh, I didn't know that, which is crazy. So we're gonna get into Song of the Week. If you are new here, a Song of the Week is when we pick a song of the week that we love, just heard, haven't heard in a while, play it all the time, and we introduce you to it in case you know it, don't know it, and we sing it because of copyright infringement.
Because we got to sing.
And we also sound amazing.
Yeah, we were told on vacation last week that everyone has a good voice.
Yeah.
And my response to that was, you got to know your pocket.
Yep.
So
I didn't
that
remember
being
that.
said, oh boy, must have been a good vacation. Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. Mine relates to Saltburn,
Yeah.
which you knew because I haven't stopped singing it. So here we go. It's murder on the dance floor, but you better not kill the groove. Hey, 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 hey. It's murder on the dance floor, murder on the dance floor.
Oh.
But you better not steal the moves. And that's all I'm going to do because bad words come after that.
Heard that.
But that scene is my favorite scene in the entire movie. When you guys get to that scene, if you haven't seen it, I'm spitting bars over here.
Yeah. You sound
You'll know.
good.
If you know, you know. And when you see it, you'll know. And that is Murder on the Dance Floor.
Oh, you wrote it down.
Yeah, because I don't have access to my phone.
I know.
Because
So
we're recording. So it's been very hard.
I picked my song, and great song, by the way.
Thank you.
I picked my song, and I don't really know the words.
Okay.
And we're recording,
So,
so I'm gonna try,
okay.
but I can't stop saying this.
Okay.
I'm vanilla, baby,
Oh, you're talking about Jack?
but I ain't no killer, baby. Still a baby. How does that?
I know. Get to the hook. There you go.
Chains and you can tie me down, but you can whip your loving on me, baby. Whip your loving on me. And he's like, Young JACKHARLOW. He be spelling all the time.
Yeah, every song he's got to spell.
He also spells the word missionary at one
Yeah.
point.
He's the spelling bee champ.
But yes, but this song is a boppington.
It's good.
Like, I feel like I hear it. It's definitely like my gym song right now.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was Greedy and some songs by like Olivia Rodrigo. But right now,
my gym song right now should be your song of the week next week.
oh, it will be.
Okay.
It will be.
Cool.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that. But this is just my song. It's called Lovin' on Me
Yep.
by Jack Harlow, and it's taken over. He did like a snippet of it on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's like, that better be good.
You better release it.
And it is really good. I like it. I just think he spells a lot in a lot of his songs, but also sometimes we need people to tell us how to spell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
Yeah.
So we're getting into our game.
You know what's funny? I wrote my game in my notes
Where are your notes?
on my phone. That's recording. So I'm going to try and remember.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Or you want to start?
Yeah. So factor cap. The two longest rivers in the world are the Mississippi and the Nile.
Cap.
Okay. You are correct.
Okay.
It is the Nile and the Amazon.
Ooh, okay. I think it's because you said world
Oh, okay.
that like kind of got me.
Yeah, I had to say it though.
Okay.
I
So
wonder if I can toggle
toggle.
my pause.
You went bye.
Okay.
Okay.
So momentary pause so I can look up my game.
Okay. Can I do mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
So a cheetah is the fastest animal on the planet.
Yes. Fact.
Cappington.
What is it?
So the keyword there was planet. It is the fastest land animal,
Oh.
but it is the peregrine falcon. Apparently. So, do you want me to go into my next one while you
Yeah, go
jot
ahead.
down?
And then I'll do the last two in a
Okay.
row also.
Factor cap.
Okay.
The process of creating honey involves bees vomiting.
True. Fact.
It is.
That's disgusting.
That's so. I love honey,
yeah.
and now I'm thinking, better not, because that's kind of gross. But also, it's really good, so I'm probably still gonna have it.
I will as well.
Yeah.
I've been putting honey in a lot of stuff lately.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you put in bees vomit.
Yum.
Can you pass me the bees vomit?
I like the bee's knees, and I'm back. Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, let me just.
No,
do
you got
two
it.
real quick. Okay, cool. An octopus has 7 hearts.
Wait, I passed this one. I passed this one. Cap.
It is cap.
They have 3.
They have 3.
Yes.
They have 3. So one is for pumping blood, and then there's a reason for each heart. All I know is if you're an octopus and you had your hearts broken, that is sad. That's a lot of sad octopus.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Okay. You want me to go or you want to go?
Because you only have one more after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll go.
Okay.
Hawaii has more. Hold on, because I'm. Hawaii has more active volcanoes than any other U.S. state.
That is true. Fact.
Cappington. You're not doing well. So Alaska has 150 active volcanoes.
Interesting.
I know you don't really care about that fact, but
No, that's weird. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's in Alaska.
yeah.
An ant can lift 1,000 times its body weight. Factor cap.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000 times its body weight.
Fact.
It's cap. 5,000 times.
Okay, I knew. I was like 1,000 sounds little bitty bitty.
I mean, they are ants.
Bitty bitty bum bum.
But anyways, 5,000. Oh, wow. Why are you wheezing? Jeez. Go home,
Wheezy
dude.
baby. Please save it.
Well,
okay.
we need to go to the gym.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, love ya. Don't ever change unless you want to. You always
Change is
have room
welcome.
to grow. Yeah.
Next week,
Yeah. Next week,
let's highlight what
we're getting into a trip we took with our lovely friends.
Amazing time.
And it's going to be awesome. So we're going to talk about traveling with your friends, doing activities,
where we went, what we did.
We're going to talk about thinking you're good at something and you're not.
Yep. We're going to talk about falling and the importance of getting back up.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, I'm going to unveil a new nickname next week.
Ooh.
That I was referred to as this whole trip. And
Okay.
It was very funny.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about ping pong.
Yes. So next week will be fun. Hope you join us for episode 16. And thank you so much for listening. And hopefully we're putting up a recording of this because we recorded ourselves this whole time.
I think it'll work. My phone's at 10%. So
Oh, wow. Yeah, we gotta stop. Okay. Okay, bye.
We're done.